Okay, I'm recording now, that's good. Okay, it's my second attempt to make this video. It's David Paul here, and I'm videoing down the canal where I live from the mooring of my boat. I've been told by my wife not to incorporate our boat in this video. She doesn't want it to be seen until it's completely finished. So anyway, this is where I live. And it's on the Grand Union Canal in London. It's a very large mooring. All this garden is ours. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell up, and I am going to sail my yacht to the Philippines. So that's going to be the next big adventure. And so we've got to get this place finished. Now, what this video is actually about, it's about this kind of lifestyle, which incredibly you can actually still do in London. So, you know, you can pull it off. It's in America you would describe it as a kind of homesteading sort of lifestyle, where you're off-grid and independent and so on. The boat has got mains electricity, however it can function on solar. We've got solar panels there, so we can just run on that if we had to, no problem. Anyway, just panning around the scene. It's a beautiful place to live, but strangely peaceful at the moment. No boats going past, and the water is flat as glass. And the reason for that is we're in the middle of the coronavirus epidemic. I've done 2 videos about my classroom. As you possibly know, I'm a physics and maths teacher, and I did 2 videos about my lovely classroom, leaving it because I'm not teaching anymore. I'm going in a couple of weeks' time to teach some children of emergency workers and key workers, but other than that, not a lot happening. Oh, there goes a boat. There you are. Beautiful, peaceful place to live. However, I'm set for more adventurous things, and what I intend to do, I'm going to sell this up, finish it all off, sell it off, and I'm going to sail my Prospect 900 28-foot yacht, which I have up at Blackpool, and I'm going to sail that round to the Philippines. So that's going to be a tremendous adventure, especially for somebody so inexperienced as me. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this, and I've got all the time in the world, so there's no hurry. So anyway, what this primarily is about, it's about this cabin here. Okay, this cabin is made from wood which has been donated by a company called Silver Timber, and they give me all this wood, and they've given me this stuff here, which is Western Red Cedar. And I made a comment on a video of a guy that I follow. His YouTube channel is called Finding Simon, that the cladding that he was using is exactly the same as mine. Well, the thing is, this comes from Canada, and he's in Canada, he's a Canadian, and he's using exactly the same cladding. Kind of strange how that comes about. Anyway, the wood on the outside is balau, and balau is a kind of mahogany, also donated by the Silver Timber Company, and it's extremely hard and dense, and it's rather durable. It's kind of like teak. Tends to split a bit in the sunlight though, not like teak, but it is very, very durable. This thing will be here in 100 years time if it's maintained, and the reason why it's got that weird slant to it is that's an experiment, a woodwork experiment. The idea being that I wanted to take the wood across in diagonals from corner to corner at the bottom of the frame there, so as to brace the cabin better. and on the inside there's another one running in the opposite direction. So that's the reason for that. So that's an experiment. I wouldn't do that again. My preference is now, having watched a lot of stuff about vertical log cabins and vertical siding and all that stuff, I'd go for vertical on the exterior, because I also think it drains better. Water doesn't lie on it, so it's less inclined to rot, I would expect. And also, even if the wood doesn't rot, if it's remaining wet and it doesn't shed water very readily, what it's going to do is it's going to make the interior damp, and it's also going to encourage algae and moss and stuff to grow on it, which you don't really want that. You want to be dry. The intention with this structure is to make it breathing, so you don't actually ventilate it, it just breathes. It's kind of like living in a wooden tent. And I have to try that out. I've got to shut the door one night and sleep in it and see if it stays fresh, which I'm absolutely positive it will work. So anyway, we've got these very large windows which have to have frames around them yet, and they'll be complete. So let's go inside. That's a little stream that runs around the back of the boat. Difficult to move around here, it's so messy. Okay, I've got a few little things I've just stuck on the wall there just to get them off the floor, because I've just got so much stuff here I can't move. Anyway, that's the view onto the canal from inside, and as you'll see, you've got this vertical timber, the same stuff on Finding Simon, except he's put his horizontal. Boy, that's the last thing I would have done in a shower room, because all those like recesses are going to gather water. Okay, anyway, that's that. And this part of the wall is not complete. The intention was there to build a toilet out the back, but I'm kind of running out of time, and I've got to move on with life because I'm furloughed from work. So I've got to utilise this time, get all the work done, and get myself into a situation where I can sail sometime in September, possibly late August, maybe September. I'm planning to go and visit the tall boat race, if it's still on, if it's not cancelled, in Amsterdam. So we'll see if that happens. But Amsterdam's not actually on lockdown now, so if that policy doesn't work and it kills half the population, then I don't think we'll go on lockdown afterwards, because it'll be pointless. And if they did go on lockdown and that worked, well, then they would achieve that objective. So I should think by then, one way or another, Amsterdam should be open for business at that time, and I should be able to go to this event. Okay, let's have a look at that. Very difficult to move around here. Let's have a look at this wall up close. There you go. That's really quite beautiful for what is basically scrap wood. It's bits of wood which are not saleable because that's got a knot in it. Well, people wouldn't want that, you see. But me personally, I would buy all the stuff with the knots in it because I love knots and stuff, and as long as I'm not using structural timber, I love that kind of thing. There you go, and there's that cross brace, which is the opposite version of what's on the outside. So they form a sort of very elongated X. This shelving system has got wet in the winter time, and it's probably going to go outside and get used for plant pots. So I'm going to put a skirting on the bottom, a skirting on the top there, and a window ledge, and a window surround around this window, and that's that sorted. Okay. The roof is just laying across, the planks, these are the long pieces, and they're just laying across end to end. And that's that. So there'll be some insulation on the top, and I'm going to put some sort of beams on the top too to help hold it. There you go. Now, let's take a look outside. The structure of this thing is constructed out of diagonal X frames and then clad on the exterior. And the reason for that is it's an experiment in producing a very stiff structure. Because when I get to the Philippines, I'm intending to make houses that are able to withstand earthquakes. So they're going to be up on stilts, and they're going to, if there's an earthquake, and I've been in earthquakes in the Philippines, and wooden structures tend not to fall down and kill you. My sister-in-law, in the big earthquake in Taiwan, can't remember when that was, she was actually buried under rubble, and quite traumatized and scarred and stuff off it. It really upset her, and she was rescued and she's okay, but it was not a good thing, and absolutely not necessary. If you live in an earthquake zone, you don't need to be subject to disaster, because mostly it just rattles things and the things fall on top of you. So one time, a long time ago, there was a situation in Colombia, in a city where 300 people died in one city, and in another city 1 person died. In the city where the 300 people died, they all lived in bamboo houses which just rattled in an earthquake. And in the other city, the city where people died, they lived in concrete houses which rattled and fell on them, so they collapsed. In the city where they had bamboo houses, they just rattled and went through the earthquake, and that was fine. But 1 person died, and he lived in a concrete house. So ironically, the people who lived in the bamboo houses, the poor people, were the ones who survived, and the ones who had a few quid and built themselves a concrete house, they're the ones who died. Right. Sorry about the rambling nature of this video, but I just gotta video it and get it done, because I gotta move on and do more work today. And there's also a reason why my videos are rambling, but I'll explain that later after I've quit working. I don't want to upset anyone. So, as Jordan Peterson would say, there you go. That's it.